Multiplying decimal numbers. A record 7,500 tickets for Ernie's favorite movie were sold on its opening day in his hometown. If the average ticket price was $8.79, how much did the movie earn on its first day in Ernie's town? To calculate the answer, we multiply the number of tickets sold by the average ticket price. Let's set up the multiplication problem. When we multiply decimal numbers, we do not line up their decimal points. Instead, we line up the last digit of the multiplicand with the last digit of the multiplier, as shown. Then we treat both values as whole numbers and perform the multiplication. After calculating, we count the total number of decimal places in the values we multiplied, which is 2 in this example. Finally, we place the decimal point in the answer the same number of decimal places, 2, to the left of the last digit. The answer we get is $65,925, which is the amount Ernie's favorite movie earned from the first day's screenings in his hometown.
Okay, so two things that are very important to notice. When we're calculating the answer, we do not line up the decimal points. So when you're multiplying decimals, you do not line up decimal points. You actually line up the last digit of the multiplicand and the multiplier. That's right here. If you notice, the 0 and the 9 are lined up. That's different than adding and subtracting. In adding and subtracting decimals, we line up the decimal points. In multiplying decimals, we do not. We actually make it look just like it does when they're whole numbers. We treat them like whole numbers. And so we treat both values and just perform the multiplication just like we would in the standard algorithm or the standard procedure. When we're all done is when we pay attention to the decimal places. So then when we're all done, we count the number of decimal places in the problem, and then we match that in the answer. Okay, it's very important that we notice that it's very different than adding and subtracting. For adding and subtracting, we line up the decimal point and bring it down. For multiplying, we pretend like the decimal point's not there. We line it up just like we would if those were whole numbers, and we put the decimal point in at the end.